Preeya, these are my crispy fried noodles. I love this dish. Every time I go out to a Chinese restaurant, I order it. Basically, it's crispy noodles on the bottom and then a stir fry which sits on top of it. You crunch it all up and eat it. This is really easy to do. Now, normally when they do the noodles, they deep fry them. We're not going to do that. We're going to pan fry them. But the most important thing is that you use egg noodles. Now, you can use dried, fresh or packet noodles, whatever you want. The trick is to cook them in hot boiling water with a little bit of salt, drain them off, cool them down so they're like this. Have a feel of them.
Beautiful.
A little bit sticky, so they're just cooked to the right amount. And it's the same as cooking pasta. Have a little taste of it, take them out, strain them under water, and then get all that water off them. Now, I'm going to flavour them up just a little bit with a little dash of soya sauce. And a tiny bit of sesame oil. Now, we've got some chicken there as well. I'm going to get you marinating the chicken while we've got everything together. In goes some sesame oil. You can pour that soy sauce in there as well. And I've got some Chinese cooking wine. That's perfect. In some of that goes as well. If you can put a nice big sprinkle of salt in there and then mix that around so that chicken is nicely marinated. Chicken breast cut nice and thin. Cooks really quickly, but we need to get some flavour in there, and we've got plenty of flavour in there already.
Beautiful.
Why not throw a dash of olive oil in
Oh,
there?
am I doing the Richo to you? Do you want this?
Just throw it in there.
Throw
Whatever
it
you
in.
want to do. It's
He's so versatile, he doesn't mind.
Exactly.
Look at that.
I mean, you're adding flavour to it, and adding some oil is a really good idea because when we put the chicken in there, it's already got a bit of oil on it, coated around it, so it's not going to stick and it's going to cook really, really easily.
I was helping you out, Richo.
I know. I feel a lot of love here.
Oh, good.
Now, over here, I've got a pan already on, nice and hot, and I'll add some oil here. I'm going to add a fair amount of oil because I want to make sure that the noodles crisp up, and then pop the noodles into the pan. You'll hear that sizzling straight away, and I just jiggle those noodles around a little bit. You want the noodles to stay nice and soft.
I have to say, egg noodles, yes, I use. I have never, ever fried them.
If you've got a deep fryer, that's how you normally cook them. But when you cook them in a pan like this, with really good extra virgin olive oil, you know you're going to get a great flavour. Now, we're going to get going on the rest of it. You've got some green veg there, some pak choy and some gailan. If you can chop that up nice and coarse because it's going to stir fry. I've got the other pan here, which is ready to go. Now, to that, Preeya, I'll add some onion, some ginger, some garlic, some chilli.
Yum.
And some carrot that's
been
chopped nice and fine. In it goes. It's already sizzling and I haven't even added any oil yet. And I'm also going to add some bacon. Bacon is great because you get the flavour of the bacon in there and it's going to smell and taste and be delicious. Now, that's already starting to sizzle around and I'll grab some extra virgin olive oil, pour some of that in there. Now, I'm using extra virgin olive oil and you can use it for Chinese cooking and you can use it for a high heat. So don't be scared of grabbing a nice amount of oil, popping it in there. Listen to that sizzle.
Beautiful. I think people do think, though, Richo, olive oil and cooking Chinese or Asian flavours don't go together. But as an Indian, I've substituted ghee with olive oil for a lot of things because it's just a better alternative for your health.
Exactly.
So I think extra virgin olive oil is very versatile.
It's really versatile. Now, I've got these baby corn here.
These.
I'm going to get you to cut them through the middle there like that. And while we're waiting here, I've got some shiitake mushrooms, great mushrooms, and I'll just cut them in half so that they go all the way through everything. So you hold that shape together. Coming together beautifully.
I'm loving the rainbows. I've got to say, I'm loving how much has gone in there. I love baby corn for texture. Love these greens. These are some of my absolute favourites. I think I'm going to pick up a tip or two on how to cook these today, though.
I think you will. I think you will. But you'll also be able to enjoy it. Now we've got a bit of heat in there. I'm going to turn that up till it's really hot because I want a lot of action going on here. But I'll draw your attention over here.
To the noodles.
To the noodles. And you can see that they're just starting to crisp up around the other side here. Usually with this, I would have the noodles already crisped up if I'm using one pan. Get them nice and crispy, pop them on a plate and then get everything else going. Now, at this stage here, we've got everything sweated off beautifully and I'll start adding the chicken because we want to add the chicken so it cooks because you don't want to eat raw chicken.
No, you don't.
That's a big no-no. So I grab the chicken and spread it out around the pan because we've got plenty of heat in that pan.
You don't add that juice?
I will.
I was going to say, because that's all the flavour.
It is all the flavour, but at the start, what I want to do is get some frying action going on in the pan here. So I want to take as much liquid out as I can. I can add it at the last minute, but keep the liquid out so that the pan fries off. Now, the mushrooms can go in here as well. And might as well throw that corn in there. Now, these will cook really, really quickly. It's just a matter of turning that around like this and letting it cook. Now, this is going to take a minute or two. We'll get the green veggies in there. The noodles, we're going to flip them over in a second. I'll show you that one. This will be a fantastic little dish. Okay, Preeya, time to flip it. Now, if you're going to flip it at home, grab a plate, put it on, turn it over. But I'm just going to... Oh,
Whoa.
look at that.
Okay, if you've got Richo, you just go for it.
Just caught it in the air. You can see it's starting to crisp up beautifully.
Beautiful.
And the stir fry's coming together beautifully as well. So in goes the green veg. And I put this green veg in at the last second because it is quite soft and it will wilt down really, really quickly. So one little toss like that. Now, if you've got a wok, it tosses off beautifully. Or if you want to practice tossing pans around, use the barbecue jet outside because then you can make a mess and it's really easy to clean up.
And the dogs can eat it off the ground.
Exactly.
Or the children, whoever.
Exactly. Now I've got everything cooked. The chicken's cooked, everything's ready to go. I can start adding these liquids. So the leftover marinade goes in there. A little bit more of the wine goes in there. I've got some oyster sauce that goes in here as well. You liking this?
I love this, Richo. This is my kind of cooking.
Lots of good stuff going on in here. And some liquid in there. And a little bit of water. If you could pass me some of that water there. What I want to do is to get lots of sauce in the pan. So just pour a little bit of water in there and that comes straight up to the boil. This is the bit where we thicken it up. So the noodles are ready to go and what we need to do is thicken it up with some corn flour mixed with water. Just drizzle that in there like that and then have a spoon handy to stir it round fairly quickly. So you've got the sauce. If you don't have the sauce with this, the crispy noodles have got nothing to soak into.
They're dry. You want the fluid. Got it.
Exactly. So this is starting to come together beautifully. I'll flip this around a couple of times. Look at that.
Beautiful.
Look at that glossy sauce. It's thickened up beautifully.
Yes.
That's exactly what we're looking for. So a little pinch of salt on there and bring this plate in
I
here.
can hear the excitement in your voice, Richo. It's like going up a tempo. I love it.
Gone up another notch, isn't it? Now, on goes that crispy noodle base. And then all we need to do, Preeya, is load it all up on top with all of these lovely ingredients. I don't know if I'll fit it all on there, but I reckon I'll come pretty close.
Have a crack, Richo.
On it goes. Nice and glossy, lots of green there, lots of veggies on there. And that is a beautiful looking dish, isn't it?
It is.
Turn the stove off. Coriander on top.
Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. Look at that.
And then for a little bit more crunch, I've got some deep fried shallots. On they go. Look at that.
I'm looking forward to having a taste of this. I have to go for my absolute favourite baby corn.
Okay, I'm going to grab a little bit of those noodles there, nice and crunchy. Oh.
I love the flavours. I absolutely love it. I love how much veg you've put into this, Richo. A really balanced veggie-packed meal, so Preeya's excited. I have to say I've picked up some tips here about stir-frying and adding the sauce later so you don't get soggy veggies, so I've certainly picked up a few tips, but I think this is an absolute winner.
Thank you very much.